morning. I believe we are live. Hopefully, we are. And so today I'm live with another member of my amazing Visibly You membership, another incredible member who has been our spotlight member this week, sharing lots with us. So, welcome, Margaret Bell, aka Wonder Woman.
Thank you, Sarah. Um, Looking forward to this morning. A little bit of an early start for me, but all good.
Yeah, we struggled to squeeze this in this week, didn't we? It's been a bit of a crazy one, but yeah, so hopefully some people will be up and watching, but if anyone does watch on replay later, I'm just going to check that we are live. Then yeah, do let us know. And if you do comment this morning, depending on where you're watching, yeah, we are live. Hopefully, if it's Facebook, I think the comments will come through. If it's not, I'm not sure if they will, but we'll go and check if there's any comments later, and we can always, if you've got any questions for Margaret, put them in the comments wherever you are, and we will find them. Um, so Margaret, would you mind telling everyone a little bit about your journey? I'm really fascinated by what you do, but also what's led you to that. We all go on a journey, don't we? We're all kind of everything that we
God,
experience
definitely.
leads us to where we are now. In
Um,
obviously a plotted version, we can't.
don't worry, I won't keep you here for hours. Yeah. Crikey, it started around 3, my journey, because that's when I actually started cooking with my mum.
Oh.
In the kitchen. You can hear the Geordie twang already start to come through. So I'm originally from Newcastle, moved down here to the northwest absolutely years ago, but cooking was how me and my mum bonded, and we cooked things like cakes and scones and apple pie together on a Saturday afternoon while my brother and my dad went off to watch Newcastle United. Now, and I haven't kept up with them over the years, but I think back there they were really on top form. I'm told they're quite on top form at the moment, but that's when I remember them, when Kevin Keegan was around. So yeah,
Yeah.
a number of years ago. But my relationship, I guess, with food really, really changed once I got into my teens.
Mm,
Um, Quite a lot of us carry puppy fat for a little bit of time, transitioning from a child to a teen and then into an adult. And it was about that time that I was transitioning from a child to a teen that I started getting really bullied at school from girls who I thought were my friends. And the names really, really just stuck with me.
mm.
And I took really, really drastic action at the time. Only ate bread and drank water for about a year.
Wow.
Had the desired effect of losing weight, a lot of weight. So I went down to about 7 stone, not much shorter than I was then. So yeah, I was definitely anorexic, but it wasn't quite as well noticed then, and my mum and dad didn't really notice it because I was always wearing baggy clothes to
Mm,
hide it, and this was my one thing that I could control. But the voices got really, really quiet, and once my mum was diagnosed with lupus, she was diagnosed at the age of 45. I was around about 15 going on 16. So she was perimenopausal. I had recently started my periods and she was still looking after me, my brother, my dad to an extent, and she had aging parents as well.
mm.
So I think we hear quite a lot now about the sandwich generation. She was slap bang in the middle of it. And not only going through perimenopause, but lupus as well. And I could see her really struggling.
What does, if
And that
anyone doesn't know, what does lupus, how does that manifest itself?
it's an autoimmune, one of the autoimmune conditions, and it affects everything in the body from even things like feeling cold.
Mm,
You can feel cold a hell of a lot more. She lost so much weight, was always quite tired, um, and it also affected her mental health as well and her joints. So achy joints, her mental health fluctuated quite a lot. She lost a heck of a lot of weight and just wasn't the mum that I knew.
mm.
So I did what I could. I started to study the immune system. And we're talking the early 90s, so we didn't even have internet then.
Wow.
That was interesting. Um, I only had a few books at the time and started studying it at the library. My studies carried on through the years, but my mum was quite a traditional kind of person. She believed that the doctors would help. And
Mm,
with autoimmune conditions, it's quite difficult. You get her experience was being passed from pillar to post and only being given medication, not really going of what was going on in her body.
mm,
So my studies kept on going. My dad unfortunately passed away in my 20s, which had the experience for me of those voices getting louder in my head again and I experienced binge eating. He was diagnosed with cancer and 2 weeks later he was gone.
oh gosh.
So I found that really, really difficult to understand and to take on board.
Yeah.
And I really, really know now that I completely ran away from home because I couldn't deal with what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's when I moved down to Liverpool. The binge eating carried on for a short while, and I eventually just got to the point where it's just I hated myself. Went to Weight Watchers, things like that. However, they may have changed now. At the time, they really, really, really didn't help at all.
Mm,
And at the time, I was also in events management, progressed through that, and didn't feel all the studies I did around about the immune system, which then went on to gut health and hormone health, because they're all intertwined. I didn't feel confident enough to take that step out of corporate into the kind of self-employment. That kind of changed once I hit 40. We, the guy that I met down here in Liverpool, we did eventually get married, but we split once I reached 40. Amicable split, but we were just seriously gone our separate ways at the
mm,
time. Um, it hit me quite hard because I was the one who initiated it. I felt very, very guilty, a lot of shame,
mm,
and fell into depression. The company I was with at the time, because I was quite high up within the company, couldn't deal with what was going on, and they very kindly let me go. So here I was facing depression, leaving the partner, leaving the home. I was not in a good place.
mm,
I went to see a counsellor for a while, who, once I built myself back up, said that I can go one or two ways, go back to what I know, or try something different. And I went down a different route.
yeah.
I trained as an anti-diet coach, got qualifications within gut health, food psychology, culinary medicine, and started my coaching, still with something in the background to keep me going until I could find that confidence to just let the full-time job go, which happened right in lockdown in 2020 when my mum passed away in May. She's always been the catalyst for me. She was absolutely the catalyst for me to say, what the heck are you doing?
Mm,
Don't waste any more time and just get out there. As here
amazing.
I am, still doing that today.
Yeah, you absolutely are, and you're flying, aren't you? So there's different sides of what you do now, isn't there? So you do um, the coaching side, but then you're also a chef as well, a chef to the stars. So yeah, so
Yeah.
tell us
Oh my
about how
God,
you
that was amazing.
adapt. Yeah, tell us about that.
I went to Fern Cotton's Happy Place Festival in Tatton Park with a friend of mine called Claire Ellis. She very successfully runs Wellness in the City. And we just went there to see how that event was, because it's a very, very, very well run wellness event. And I just went along to say, I'll come along, what the heck?
Mm,
And really got into it and thought, wow, this is so well put together. I would really love to, do my own workshop here. But I didn't stop there. I kind of took myself off and then wandered around a bit. Saw VIP section and saw the food there and thought, because by then I'd already been doing retreat chefing for a couple of years, so I can do better than that.
Mm.
So managed to get, I can't remember how, but I managed to get the details of the person I need to speak to. And I said, well, we don't really need in regards to VIP food, but for the green room where Fern is and everyone that's on the main stage, put something in and we'll see how we go. Because obviously other people go in and actually tender for that.
Yeah.
And crikey, I think it took about 5 or 6 months down the line thinking, have I got it? Yes, have I got it? Yeah. Finally, absolutely got
Amazing.
it. And crossed fingers, it'll happen again this year.
Amazing. So tell us what's different about your the food that you produce to other chefs. You know,
From what
the retreats really.
from what I have seen at the likes of retreats, quite a lot is plant-based, and I'm not knocking plant-based. It does have its place at different retreats, but I go a bit deeper. I get to understand the retreat leader, what they are specifically looking for when it comes to a retreat, what they want people to get out of it, and how they want people to feel. Because
Mm.
food is such a huge thing when it comes to that. It can really bring out emotions. It can really obviously give you energy, but oh my God, it can take it away as well.
Mm.
So it's that fine balance, but also because it's relatively all gut supportive, I have upped my game so much that people don't realise that it's healthy and gut supportive.
Yeah,
They
I
think
like
that
that.
they
That's
think that, oh
brilliant,
my
isn't
God,
it?
it's just a lasagna or something like that. No, it's not.
Yeah,
There's
super.
so much more to it that's
It's
gone
so
in.
well thought out, isn't it?
Mhm.
I think that's brilliant because actually, you know, I'm the kind of person I love my food, and the thought of going somewhere, especially when you think about, you know, retreats where obviously there's multiple people, so I kind of always assume that the food. I haven't been on many retreats to be fair, but I always assume that the food is going to be kind of for the perhaps the most difficult people, and therefore people
Yeah.
who absolutely love their food might be a bit disappointed with the food, but to put it in a nice way. But I know with you, you really think about the way it makes you feel. It's not just about it being healthy; it's about actually the amount of energy it gives you, and but also enjoyment and
And I think as well, I'll give you an example of a retreat I was at in February. There was a lady who couldn't have wheat, yeast. She was a vegan as well and couldn't have coconut. So they're the kind of things that I deal with. So it's thinking completely out the box and think,
yeah,
okay, this lady still needs to have a brilliant experience and not feel excluded from everyone else as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
which I think is huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, my mum's a celiac, and we whenever we do a party or anything, we just make everything gluten free because I don't want her to have a different
Mm.
experience. You know, so like it's my daughter's birthday today. We'll make a birthday cake for the family party tomorrow, and it'll be gluten free because I'd rather everyone had the same. And then you know, my mum's always like, "Oh, well, I'll just do me. You know, I'll be fine. Just do something different, or you know, I'll bring something myself." And it's like, no, I don't want you to have to do that. It's not, it's not the same, is it? So yeah, it's great that you're including everyone, but also making sure that everyone gets a really good experience. The thing that I wasn't so clear about either from I've been learning a lot from you this week. You've been sharing lots in my membership group. I wasn't kind of so clear about the link between our gut and our hormones. I mean, I guess I knew that we needed our gut to be healthy to absorb the nutrients from our food, but actually it goes deeper than that, doesn't it? It sounds like it's got such a massive difference. So even if we've got the right hormones, if we haven't got our gut in the right place, it doesn't it doesn't matter. So could you just you got any kind of just thoughts for people about that to help them kind of understand that?
Yeah, I think for one, we can concentrate on three hormones for quite a lot of the time when there's so many different things going on in the body with different hormones. It was pointed out by a specialist, I think, yesterday or this morning. I can't remember when I watched it. And this is so true that quite a lot, well, the over-processed food that we're eating now even has an effect on the hormone that makes us hungry and full.
Mm.
So it's actually making sure that those hormones aren't kicking in.
Mm.
And I think that's what may be slightly different when I work with people. Yes, those three hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, and testosterone, are extremely important. But what goes on with the rest of the hormones, so those hormones can actually produce and actually be, where they should be for you, that's a whole different kind of ball game. And when you think that your gut actually, it produces hormones, serotonin is 90% produced in the gut.
Mm.
It also metabolizes your hormones, so it makes the hormones in your body usable, but it also detoxes them as well. So if you're someone, like for instance, who has PCOS or endometriosis and may have an issue with estrogen or progesterone, gut health is extremely important because that's going to detoxify stuff that, hormones that you don't need.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, because and I think going back to what you're saying before about the kind of medical profession, I think it's probably improved a bit now, but often you do, you know, I mean, I've got a couple of autoimmune, nothing serious, but a couple of things, and I've kind of said to them to the doctors in the past, is there something I can be doing with my diet that might improve? And they were like, no, just take this, just use this medicine, and it's like I'm not
You've got this
convinced.
now, so it's just, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's but actually lifestyle makes such a difference, doesn't it? And yeah, it's really powerful stuff. So have you got any, obviously, you when you work with people, it's very in depth and it's very personalized, isn't it? But have you got any kind of top tips that you could share with anyone watching?
This is something that I get asked frequently when it comes to bloating. Why am I bloating? Why am I experiencing acid reflux and things like that? Um, I don't think enough prevalence is put on how stressed we are these days.
Mm,
But when it comes to food, the big difference it makes is that if we're on the stress response, your digestive system isn't working in the slightest.
mm,
And this is where I get quite a lot of my light bulb moments coming on, because a lot of us eat at a desk, don't stop to eat, or eat in such a way that it's gone in about 2 or 3 minutes. If you're doing that frequently, you're putting your whole digestive system and body in a lot of stress.
mm,
So that means if the digestive system isn't working, there's nothing getting into the system, there's nutrients not getting in there, but there's energy not getting in there as well. So if you're feeling constantly tired, this can be a reason. If you're feeling that you'll need to take extra supplements, this can be a reason as well. So my very, very first tip is asking yourself, am I going to be eating under stress?
mm. Because I guess it's counterproductive, isn't it? Because you think I haven't got time to take a break to eat, so I'll just eat it quickly. But actually, if you're not then getting enough energy from it, you're not, you're better off taking a break. I guess it's the same with
Yeah.
everything, really, isn't it?
Mhm.
Take a break and recharge and do things
Yeah.
properly.
Take that break and recharge. Your
Yeah.
body needs it.
Mm,
Um, Breathing, I'm never going to claim that I'm a breathing expert, but we always seem to be breathing from our chest. Again, you're keeping yourself on the stress response. So just 2 minutes of abdominal breathing before you start eating will bring it into the rest and digest nervous system. Kind of does what it says on the tin, rest and digest.
mm,
So just 2 minutes of abdominal breathing. What you breathe out should be longer than you breathe in. That means that you're going to be getting into relaxation. And if you want to create energy, breathe in longer than you breathe out. So much better doing that than having a coffee at 3 o'clock. Because you're getting extra oxygen through the system.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't think that something like breathing could affect your gut health, but actually, it's everything's so linked, isn't it? And as you say, getting everything calmed down, amazing. I always find that if I've not had much sleep, I've always got a bit of a dodgy tummy as well. It's always kind of just more angry and unhappy with me.
Yeah, and that normally happens, as I say, when you've been in stress, and that feeling that you get of, oh, maybe I shouldn't have eaten that. That's literally because when we're under stress response, your intestines twist round and extract enzymes. So yeah, you're gonna feel, oh, that feels a
Mm,
bit weird, but that's exactly why.
amazing. So you're on a mission, aren't you, to spread the word, and because obviously my membership and my group is about visibility. It's about getting our messages out there. So how important is it to you that you get yourself visible? You're pretty good at it, I must say. You're very pretty visible.
Absolutely hugely. I'm so passionate that I don't want women to go through what my mum went through, and not necessarily what I went through. I mean, I've been through different kind of eating conditions, if you want to call them that, eating experiences, and I am going through perimenopause, but I think where I'm at now, it's not as difficult as I can see other women going through. So I'm very passionate about women understanding more about the bodies and understanding what they can do to bring that balance back.
Mm, yeah, and I think again, I love your approach because it's not you're not kind of preaching and judging, and it's just about actually this will it's not about losing weight at all, is it? It's anti-diet, but it's so much about just helping you to feel better and cope with these things. I'm hitting perimenopause as well, and it's like, anything that we can do to make things better for ourselves without having to just eat lettuce and feel miserable.
Oh God, no. Lettuce has its place, don't get me wrong, but God, no.
Yeah,
Definitely don't just eat lettuce. God, no.
amazing. So, how can people get in touch with you? How can they work with you? If anyone's watching, I think it's probably a bit early in the morning. Nobody seems to be commenting, but I'm sure they will later on. It's Friday morning. Everyone's taking a slow start.
So I have got what coming up in the very near future, starting on March the 25th,
Very near.
and this is all online for 6 weeks, a hormone and gut reset. Probably guessed by now I'm quite straight talking. This is not going to be something that where you're going to be told to eat this weird thing or take this weird supplement. It's really digging into what's going on, one, for the gut and brain connection, where those cravings are actually coming from, because a lot of us think they're all in here. Definitely not.
Mm,
How to start actually balancing those hormones, so things like bloating, IBS, you can put those behind you. And yes, I do go into vitamins and supplements, but what ones specifically are worthwhile you're taking, how and when to take them, because I think a lot of us might just kind of grab them, chuck them in, hope for the best.
mm,
There's definitely things that they can be paired with and when to take them in the day, but also seasonally as well. I think that's where a lot of people might, need just a little bit of education that there's certain supplements that are better for us at different times of the year as well.
that's really
So that is my gut and hormone reset. As I say, it's 6 weeks online at just £75, and it's all going to be recorded. I've
it's
also got
bargain, isn't it, as well?
yeah, definitely. I've also got my supper club coming up, which is my first public one. That is going to be on the 3rd of May in Thurston at a place called The Nest. That is, yes, it's a vegetarian set menu, but you will be surprised. It does even have a cheesecake on there for dessert. And that is £44 per head with a welcome drink. And as well, I work one-to-one and as a chef, so you can get in contact with me on my website, which is www.margaretbell.co.uk. And I'm mostly, I guess, on Instagram at gut feeling with Margaret Bell.
Amazing. And obviously we can put all your links in underneath in the comments. And you've got a book as well, haven't you?
Oh, God, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that is my first one, True Taste. That's actually, I worked out yesterday. I think that's been out now for about 4 years. And the second one has already been started. The first draft will be ready in the next few months and it'll be out in October.
Exciting. Is that got any different focus, or is it more?
It's definitely gonna still be gut and hormone health focused, but it's gonna go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna be having recipes that are family friendly, seasonal, and ones for the weekend as well, where you might just have that little bit of extra time.
Okay.
But the start of it is going to go much more into hormone and gut health. So you've got kind of your foundations to start off with, and then the recipes and the food to back it up.
Amazing. Yeah, because I mean, it's really important that we don't just do this for ourselves, but we think about teaching our kids as well. And because
Yeah.
I mean, my eldest is thinking about going to university now, and she does cook quite a bit, but the thought of her fending for herself, and she does have a habit of eating terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we've
We'll
got to
be very, very realistic. I'm not one kind of person that's going to give you something like, I don't know, foie gras, for instance, or something.
Yeah, I'm not making that myself. But yeah, I know it's so. I mean, because a lot of people have lost the skill of cooking at all, even the simple things, haven't they? So it's really important that you're laying it out and making it easy for people, and getting it all very clear. I know in our house we're trying to go um, unprocessed as much as we can, And my husband read the book, the ultra processed food book, and we stopped all our vitamins and stuff because he was like, "They're just pointless." And
Yeah.
but,
If you're healthy, look at food first, and then we can dig deeper. If you're someone that's been on antibiotics, or if you're someone that's experiencing PCOS, endometriosis, or autoimmune conditions, then yes, there's more to the likes of supplements. But look at food first, and then we can dig deeper.
Amazing. Oh, well, thank you so much, Margaret. As I said, if anyone's got any questions, put them in the comments. We will come and check, and I'm sure Margaret will be happy to answer. But yeah, do check out her Instagram, her website, and the upcoming course, and the supper club. What it's called, supper club, which sounds amazing. It's making me feel very hungry just even thinking about. Yeah, thank you so much. I think that was all my questions. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to tell people about, or?
Crikey. Just look out for some announcement around my book. There's going to be a retreat happening around that. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
I know the other thing I wanted to say actually as well is that Margaret, if you are local to the kind of Chester-Cheshire area, Margaret's going to be running a session for me at my next networking event, which is at the Cheshire Cat in Christleton on the 15th of May. So you can come and meet Margaret in person and get some more of her wisdom there as well. So I'll pop the link for that in as well. So yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for everything you've shared with us this week. It's been amazing. I've learned a lot, and I've just I don't know if you heard my stomach rumbling then. Genuinely, I'm getting really hungry talking about food. So I might go and have some breakfast now. So thanks everyone. Thanks everyone who's watched as well. And yeah, thank you, Margaret. And I'll see you all soon.
Thank you.